Hi, I'm Bonnie Huffensperger, and I've been with the St. Francis Church for 45 years now. And I have the 17th day, which is on sacrifice. And during the article that I read, it was all about the people of Bosnia, there's this particular city with 30,000 people in, and there's never ever been a divorce. And the thing is, when they come to the church to be married, they bring a cross, and this is their cross for life. And instead of holding each other's hands, the woman puts her hand on the cross, and the man covers the cross with his hand. And then the priest wraps his stole around this cross. And then they say their vows. Now they don't even kiss one another until first he unwraps their hands and they kiss the cross first, and they kiss one another. And then this cross is a part of their lives. They display it in their home. When their children are born, they bring the children before this cross, and those children kiss that cross every night before they go to bed, just as they kissed the cross when their hands were unwrapped at the wedding. And they were very prosecuted throughout the whole lives of them. There were the Muslim Turks that persecuted them, and then they were persecuted by the Nazis, and also they were persecuted by the communist atheists. So they were people that were always under a lot of pressure, a lot of suffering, and a lot of genocide and everything else, but they never, ever lost their faith in God. And the more they suffered, the more they had salvation, the more they persisted in their beliefs that God is always with them. And when they went to Holy Communion, they equated the sacrifice of the Mass with the sacrifice that God gave to them, His only Son, and that His only Son died for their sins. Not His sins, but their sins. And they always taught their children, this is the way we have to live. We have to suffer for one another and sacrifice for one another so that we may find salvation with the Lord. And this is something we do every day in Mass. Every time we go to Mass, the host is held up and says, this is my body and this is my blood. And I'll tell you, my sister and I had a little thing, and she says, well, I think it's a symbol of Jesus. And I said, well, I don't think so. But it was what happened that very weekend, and I was serving Mass, and we had the big host yet. Father Jerry was here, and he always used the big host. And when he held up that host, I saw the image of Jesus with the crown of thorns on his head in that host. And here I am looking around, well, where's that reflecting off of, It's got to be reflecting off something, but it wasn't. And that was my sign that the Eucharist is truly Jesus, and there's no doubt about it. And if we, as a people, would just sacrifice for one another, and we would have the salvation, could you imagine the changes that would be in this world? It would be a wonderful world after all.